What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 9 of Stoppage Time Stooges. Andrew here, along with Ricardo, Jacob, Christian. We usually record in the middle of the day, but it's 11:40 p.m. right now on Wednesday night. Thank you, Christian.
Guilty.
Guilty as charged. And now we move on. We're past all that, and we're talking soccer. How are we feeling this week, boys? I mean, I already know how Jacob's feeling.
We're ready for some international football.
I am very mad that the international break had to come now.
We got them right where we wanted them. Oh, Jacob.
It's a pyramid scheme. Every time Chelsea get hot, here's the international break.
You know what, Jacob? Do you want to be the leadoff hitter? Do you want to go right into Chelsea talk?
Are we allowed to go right into it?
I mean, I'm making an executive decision as the host.
Can we just talk that the entire time?
I mean, because the rest of the show is international talk, so might as well start with the club stuff, you know.
Alrighty then.
Let's do that. Man City and Chelsea happened this past weekend, and Jacob didn't win, but he's a very happy camper. Very happy camper.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
You were literally. I'm sorry. No. In our soccer chat, you were going nuts for this.
Yeah, I go nuts all the time.
Yeah, but like I was very happy nuts
the entire one.
I was with.
He was a bit all over the place. Rightfully so.
I was a nervous wreck, which I'll get into. 4-4 draw. Thrilling, riveting game between two great teams. Don't worry, folks. I said that with a wink. I don't mean it for the one of them. Two teams that have, I guess, for lack of a better word, been at the forefront of English football for the last 20 years, on and off.
It's fair.
And I thought that Chelsea, I thought it was the best game that they could play offensively. That's the thing where I feel like I'm like a bit it's like anticlimactic, because it's like they scored 4 goals, which shocked me, but they gave up 4 goals. And if you score 4 goals at home against City, you should win the damn game. I mean, that's the annoying thing. They haven't scored 4 goals in any other game this year, I'm pretty sure, except Luton Town, I think. And, which doesn't count. And, but, so I guess I'm a bit, I don't know, like ambivalent. But I really thought that Chelsea caught City off guard. City seemed like they were not expecting Chelsea to come out with the kind of full-fledged force and intensity and passion that they played with. And Chelsea, right out the front foot, they got off to a decent start. But I remember I said to Christian, here we go again. They do this every game. They get off to a hot start. They're playing good with the ball. It's not going to mean anything because they don't know how to take advantage of their chances. And then I see the whistle get blown because Erling Haaland is, wrestling Kukurea into the ground. But, of course, it's on him because there are no offensive fouls. Well, actually, there are in soccer.
Didn't pull his hair this time.
Oh. Yeah, thank God that's scumbag Romero wasn't on the field. But yeah, so then there's a penalty. Obviously, Haaland scores. And I'm thinking, ugh. But then Chelsea right back, they score. I think that was the Sterling goal. Or was it?
That was the second goal. First one was Thiago Silva's header.
Bingo. And again, I said to Christian was, I have complained all year about the fact that Chelsea have been horrific at corners. The entire season, they've had plenty of people do them. They've all been bad. they're either just like they're just not good enough, they're not deep enough, they're not up. They just like it's just bad set piece play. But Thiago Silva came out of nowhere. He scored this little nick with his head. Great goal. Again, Thiago Silva, the ageless wonder, the Tom Brady of the EPL. Don't you dare shake your head. It's true. No, it is. But then again, it's 1-1. So then I'm feeling like, all right, wow, all right, it's 1-1 now. And then I'm sorry, I'm forgetting how the sequencing of the goals went. Was it the Akanji goal after that?
No,
Chelsea.
Sterling.
Then it was Sterling. Sterling takes the lead off this tremendous pass from Reece James, who I've said this. I've said it a lot. When Reece James is on the field, you feel it. The team is noticeably better. He's that good of a player. And Sterling, you know what? We'll talk about this later too. Gareth Southgate, I hope he never puts him on the England team ever again. Because I think he's playing pissed off with his hair on fire, for lack of a better expression, because he's not in the England team. And I love the fact that he's using it as motivation. And that's why, if Gareth Southgate, don't put him on the team. Whether you should, even if you should, don't. Because I need Raheem Sterling to play this motivated every week. He had none of this last year. He seemed like he was mopey. He didn't want to be there. He was still pissed off that, Pep wanted to sell him, all that stuff. And he's, I think, had a pretty good season this year. And then Akanji scores, and I'm like, ugh, horrific defending, just, whatever. And then the second half comes, and Haaland basically just drives the ball. It's almost like he picked the ball up and he went in the goal with it. It's such a weird goal. It was just like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's whatever. So then I'm like, whatever. But then it was Nicholas Jackson, of all people, was onside and scored a goal. Again, Nicholas Jackson, 4 goals in the last 2 games. But that is very, what's sort of looking for? Deceiving, to say the least, based on his performances. But then it's tied again. And then, let's see. Then Malo Gusto missed a shot he definitely should have scored. And if Reece James was on the field, he would have friggin' scored that goal. But nope. And because he's always injured, we have to take him out after 63 minutes.
I think Poch is just being responsible there.
I know, but can you take it to another level for a little bit longer? I mean, we're playing.
If he plays longer, he's going to aggravate his hamstring.
That's not a guarantee.
It's just coming back from injury.
His last 2 years, that is certainly a wise decision.
And also that fraud Anthony Taylor, who was okay.
Who you thought was going to be done. We just found out last week on the podcast.
And again, how about that handball he missed on Kyle Walker?
That was when was that?
I don't remember, but it was later in the game, and it was as clear as the sky. If there were no clouds in it.
Outside of the box, right, or near the box.
Yeah, it was right outside the box. But again, it's right there. Walker's hand. It's just like whoop. He freaking touched the damn ball, and this moron doesn't see it. Oh my god, I can't take it. And then when the Rodri scores that crummy goal, which is basically an own goal because it went off Thiago Silva, I remember I was like, I put my hand in my face in my hands, and I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? They're gonna lose like this, like not like that. I remember I'm like, no, don't lose the game like this, like. But then Armando Broja saves the day first. Because Ruben Diaz comes flying in. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Maybe the rain didn't know how to freaking slide tackle. And that was obviously, thank God, clear and obvious penalty. You didn't need VAR to figure that one out. And then the moment of truth. Cole Palmer in his revenge game against the club that didn't want him anymore. Scores a goal. Ederson knows where he's going, and he still friggin' scored the goal. Pure class. Again, Cole Palmer. There's been a lot of discussion about what he is, how good he's been. The announcers, to me, again, I said this before, the way they talked about Cole Palmer is the way Chris Collinsworth talks about Patrick Mahomes. Calm down. Let's take it easy. I mean, again, the guy did not cure cancer.
No, he just hits penalties.
I know. I'd like to see him score a goal that isn't a penalty. Not that, that'd be nice. I mean, not that, again, I'm very thankful that he knows how to take penalties. But, I think we need to calm down a little bit about Cole Palmer. There's this like, oh, Cole Palmer, like every 3 seconds, all I see, it went from my feed, it went from Big Ange to Cole Palmer. It went from, Big Ange press conferences, I don't know, mate, all that stuff, to now it's just this flooded with Cole Palmer propaganda. And Chelsea are getting better. But I'm not. I can't say they're all the way back yet, because every time I do this, they disappoint me. That they lose to frickin' Brentford 2-0. But this is what I don't get. They beat Spurs. They draw against Tottenham. No, sorry, I got it all mixed up. They draw against Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. They lose to Brentford at home. They lose to Nottingham Forest at home. They draw 0-0 against frickin' Bournemouth. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't add up. So, but I have to admit, they have this gauntlet that I talked about a lot with their schedule. They have fared relatively well. So far, they've hung around.
Much better.
I can't. And I think Pochettino's message is getting through to the team, which is a good thing. Again, I hope in January that they can be responsible, and I emphasize responsible when it comes to signing players and not just throwing money at the wall, please. And sign players that have experience, please. No more projects. No more 18-year-old youngsters. Please.
Jared Trippier to Chelsea. Here he come.
No, we don't need him. That's the one position that we don't need. No center back. I don't want any center backs. I don't want any. I want midfield freaking depth. Please give me midfield depth. That's all I want. I'm tired of watching Conor Gallagher every week. I'm sorry. I'm enough.
Well, Conor Gallagher, him being on the English rosters.
Well, we'll get into that later, which is another joke. But again, Conor Gallagher is, I said this before, before we started recording, is that kid in gym class who's the try-hard. He's always behind. He doesn't have a lot of talent, but he's trying real hard. But he doesn't do anything, okay? I'm sick and tired of everyone telling me how much spirit he plays with. He does nothing. Okay, folks. He does nothing. And neither does Enzo freaking Fernandez.
Knew I was coming.
$100 million? For what? For what? Diving? Getting taken out after 60 minutes?
For a Nike Mad Ready card.
And Caicedo, and again, you can say, thank you for $150 million. I know.
Thank you.
Just gonna say.
I wasn't going to, but thank you.
I want more out of him too. I have not been that impressed. I don't think he's been that great, and I expect a hell of a lot better. He hasn't necessarily been bad, but
this is about how he performed at Brighton last year. It's about the same level. I mean, it's not like
I want more.
He was never like that splashy on the field. It was just.
It's not about him being splashy. It's just more about like when when you have the ball, don't pass to the other team. Don't give it away, please.
That's fair.
Good, clean slide tackles. You're supposed to stop people. Stop them. Again, I've gone on for way too long. But yeah, Chelsea, I feel cautiously optimistic. That's the best way I can use to describe it. Cautiously, emphasize cautiously optimistic.
See how that is on December 3rd.
I can't wait. Bring on what is right? The Seagulls. What is it?
Yeah.
Brighton Hove Albion FC. Yeah, Albion. Yeah, it's a seagull. Yep.
Seagulls. Give me a break.
The Blues.
Yep, the good blue.
Yeah, I don't see. I
Well,
don't see. I don't
3
see.
points.
I don't see.
3 points away.
I don't see
3 points.
I don't see
3 points away.
I don't see a hot Ansu Fati on your squad. I don't know.
I don't see Cole Palmer on your team.
I thought you wanted to just pump the brakes on
Are
Cole
you kidding
Palmer.
me?
Hold on.
We have a guy who hits penalties. His name's João Pedro.
I don't see any good center backs on your team.
Lewis Dunk keeps getting called up to England for some reason.
Well,
He actually just withdrew. He
I think
withdrew.
what we've learned over this window is that getting called to the English national team means next to nothing.
Yeah,
Well said.
nothing at all.
God, yeah, the Brighton backline is dreadful. Dreadful. Awful.
You miss Levi Colwell?
Oh, Jacob.
You
Do I
miss him?
miss Levi Colwell?
Do you miss him? You're
I
not
do.
getting him back.
I do.
You're not getting him back.
But I do remember in the beginning of the season, you called Levi Colwell a bum.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you were. You did. You
Yeah,
absolutely
I-
did.
I-
You absolutely did.
Fake
You said,
news.
"Oh, we had to get this bum back from Chelsea or from Brighton. We had to get him back from Brighton."
That was in a heat of passion.
To be fair, I did do the same thing with Ansu Fati, so I
Yeah.
forgive you. I forgive you.
Yeah, everybody has their moments.
Levi
Yeah.
Colwell got the first assist of Mikhailo Mudryk. How could I? It's the best play he ever had. It's a tremendous assist.
What your thoughts on Robert Sanchez?
Good,
My
good
thoughts?
question.
Despite the fact that he gave up 4 goals, I actually thought that he was decent. I don't think he was bad. I thought he made a lot of decent saves. Again, I don't get on goalkeepers for not saving penalties, especially when they don't jump the right way. You know, it's 50-50. Well, I mean, if it's, I don't know. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's Holland.
Yeah.
The goal
The
scored
Kanji's
by
goal, there's nothing he could have done because
no, that was a
Chelsea
perfect
just
header.
left unmarked for Lord knows what reason.
Yeah, that was
The Rodri
44.
goal was really an own goal, and I think he would have saved it based
That's
on what the
unlucky,
shot
yeah.
was. Yeah, and that other one was just bad defending. The pile driver by Holland, where he just I mean that's what it is. He just carried the ball into the back of the net. So whatever. If Sanchez tried to save it, he would have gotten his legs taken out. So. And then we would have to see Jordi Petrovic, whatever the hell his name is.
Don't disrespect Georgi Petrovic.
Oh, I will.
Haven't even seen him play.
I know. They wouldn't even play him in the Carabao Cup. That's pretty telling to me.
Okay. Very well. Very well. Next on the agenda was actually supposed to be first on the agenda. But you know what? This is a better transition because the rest of the pod, I think we're gonna be talking international play.
Do any of you guys want to jump in? I feel bad. I
Oh,
took up so
I mean,
much
I
time to
can-
talk about that.
I wanted to mention.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Chelsea. I'll be a little more optimistic. Someone who's watched them a handful, but not a fan. I think they're closer to being back than some believe. When you play that well against the team, I mean, I don't know if you guys can come up with a game, but it's been a long time since Chelsea's looked that dominant, especially against a team of that caliber. I mean, Manchester City looked vulnerable for large stretches of that game defensively, I thought.
Yeah.
Guardiola on that second goal, I mean, just really poor with the ball at his feet. There was just a ton of space. And I think when you think of a guy like Christopher Nkunku, who's close to being back, I mean, obviously he's not going to play 90 minutes week in, week out to start, but that's the kind of spark they need with Jackson, who's getting into better form. Cole Palmer looks really comfortable. So I think, and Raheem Sterling, to me, looked like the best player on the pitch that day. I think he was hands down the best player. He's in fantastic form. We'll touch on him with England in a little bit, but I thought Chelsea were very good. Obviously, as Jacob mentioned, some poor defending, which is where the concern leads. But to me, there's teams ahead of them in the league that they can jump. We're not going to talk about them in detail today, but Newcastle, plenty of injuries, coming off a really poor loss against Bournemouth.
That's their next game, Newcastle.
Right. I think that's certainly a winnable game. We'll see who can get back to being fully fit by the time international break is over. But Manchester City, a lot of problems, as we've mentioned, a lot over the last couple of weeks. So there's teams they can jump. I think Chelsea are still in contention.
You mean Manchester United?
What did I say? Manchester City?
You said Manchester City. Yeah.
I think what he meant was Brighton.
I did not mean Brighton. I can assure you that. Yes, Manchester United, plenty of problems.
But Man U,
I think Chelsea are still in for a top 6 run.
Man U have like the best form in the Premier League.
What is that?
Wait, let me check their Premier League. It's like, let's see.
Actually, they've won. I apologize. They won their last 2.
Yeah, they won their last 2. They've won. Let's see, They've won. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of their last 5 Premier League games.
Still not convinced.
They're hot.
They've been to like 1 goal or like very unconvincing wins overall.
I think Chelsea are in good shape, I would say. I think Poch is getting into this team, as Jacob mentioned. They have a good way of playing now. But again, if they can eliminate these defensive errors, whether that's in possession, out of possession, I think Chelsea can make a climb up the table by the end of the year. I don't know where they're going to finish 2023 at going into 24. But to me, I think I took a lot of positives out of that game from Chelsea. City, again, I've said this a couple times on the pod. I've said it to you guys off camera. They look more vulnerable this year than they have in years past. Yeah. They're going to get Kevin De Bruyne back soon. So there's some guys coming back into the mix for me. But I think this title race is still up for grabs. I think Liverpool needs to show more consistency defensively. Arsenal have some issues as well. But again, I think this run in the Premier League down the stretch is going to be a lot more entertaining than people think, just because, there's always the expectation that Manchester City, once they get to February and March, they're just going to win every single match over a 2-month period. But to me, I don't think that's going to be the case this year. So very entertaining run coming up throughout November and December.
No, and we've talked about this at length. I mean, even when they get De Bruyne back, even when they get him back, I mean, Manchester City's still not the same as last year. I mean, absolutely not. I mean, we've talked at length about how much they miss Ilkay Gundogan at Barca. I mean, come on, Kovacic is nowhere near the same level or class.
Not even
of Ilkay Gundogan, not even the same realm.
Kovacic is fine, but he's not like
he's just a
squad player.
Placeholder. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wish he was still at Chelsea, but that's because they have no midfield. But for City's purposes, he's not. He can't really fill that Gundogan role.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they're very vulnerable at the top. So we've been saying that. Yeah. So I agree completely with that. And in regards to Chelsea, I mean, I said before the year they would be mid-table between 9th and 12th. I still think they'll end up like 8th or 9th. I think they might shoot up to maybe 8th. That's about the highest I'll see them go. But I will say this: next season, if they have a good summer, I think you'll see a European spot for Chelsea.
They're getting to Europe this year.
I agree as well.
Yeah, I think
they're going to find a way to get to Europe this year.
I love being a lone wolf.
And next year, Oh, Spurs are. I'm telling you, Spurs are going to
Spurs
fall
are in
apart.
trouble.
Oh
They're
yeah,
going to
No, I agree.
fall apart.
I agree completely.
And it's gonna
Andrew,
be
if you
fun
have
to
them
watch.
finishing eighth, what teams do you think they will probably jump? Just curious.
Well, let's look at the current table right now.
United.
Yeah, so I mean, right now, I mean, Brighton's at 8th, but I think Brighton will be in better form. I think they'll jump Newcastle. Man U's at 6. I think Man U will fall off a little bit.
I actually think they're gonna do the opposite.
I don't know.
Really? No.
Yeah,
So I think
I'm
I think
still.
no.
I'm
I think
not-
I
yeah.
think I think Chelsea will jump West Ham.
I agree. Okay.
Frauds.
No, I think they will.
Yeah.
Just because Jacob, just because James Ward-Prowse is on West Ham doesn't mean they're
I
like,
know. No, I just called them
Don't forget
frauds.
they have Europe too.
yeah, yep. So I think
David
Chelsea will
Moyes.
jump.
Don't forget that.
Chelsea will jump West Ham. Like I said, I think Man U will drop off. Newcastle, they're still suspect to me. So we'll see if that. I think Chelsea and Brighton are at about the same spot.
The biggest team that no one's talking about that's on the outside looking in is Villa. Is Aston Villa.
Yes.
No one's
Yeah.
talking.
Oh,
about
yeah.
them. They're having a very solid season. I feel like.
Preseason, I have them in Champions League.
Looking like a possibility.
And Ollie Watkins, you trust.
Yeah.
I sure as
And-
hell.
Last thing on Chelsea, and because you guys mentioned the defending, to me, the biggest way that they can fix the defending right now is they need to put Benoit Badiashile in the 11. I've been saying this forever. He's been out for a while, but he's back to full form now. When he plays, the team just looks better. In the small sample size that he played in last year when they got him from, I think, Monaco in the January window, something about him, it's just like it's like you can feel his impact. And he's played in one game this year. And again, it was against Blackburn or something like that in the Carabao Cup. I understand that. But the guy managed to score a goal, and he's a center back. So, I mean, and I think I remember he scored a goal against Bournemouth in one of the games he played in. So he's a very talented player. I think he's better than Disasi. What's funny is they're actually good friends, but both being French. But I think that he's a better player than Disasi. To me, right now, if you're Chelsea's best back four is Cucurella, Badiashile, Silva, and James. To me, that's the best back four. Maybe the left back spot, maybe Colwell could play there too. With Chilwell being out right now, to me that's the best back four. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. I think Benoit Badiashile needs to be in the 11. And get a better goalkeeper, please. Please give me.
No, just wait until next season when they add one more year to Robert Sanchez.
No, I want De Gea. Give me freaking De Gea, please. I don't care how bad he is with no. I do care about the ball. I mean, again, you think he sinks with the ball? Have you seen Robert Sanchez with the ball? It's not that good. It's not Onana with the ball. Okay, it's not Ederson with the ball.
Just pulled the Mike Francesa. Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Any other thoughts on this or the Premier League in general? Since this will probably we're getting back to Premier League.
Chelsea will be fine defensively. That's been their strength all season.
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
That is the least of the problems.
I'm telling you, I wish Brighton had Chelsea's.
Chelsea's lab of just finding great center backs out of nowhere. The funny thing is that the guys that they spend less money on tend to be better than the ones that they spend a lot of money on. Case in point, Disasi and Badiashile. Other point, Fofana. Cucurella.
Thank you.
Cucurella's been better this season, though.
A lot
Guys-
better. The only thing I don't like about him is that he gets too fired up anytime he commits a foul.
He's Spanish. What do you expect?
No, I don't care. Not an excuse. It's very like you know,
it's a pretty good excuse.
no, it's not.
I mean, they get very fiery. So
I don't care. Be bigger. Be the bigger man. I know Anthony Taylor is a coward, but you have to be the bigger man.
Wow.
And nothing beat as soon as the game ended, Pochettino just screaming at him. Oh,
Yeah.
that made my day.
That's funny.
So back on Poch.
I like Poch. I like Poch when because I like it when he doesn't take out the front three players. That's good. As long as he never does that
When he
again.
doesn't take in front three players, and when he doesn't take out Reece James after 63 minutes.
Yeah, too. Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, just gotta give him like some. You need Reece James just freaking grind it out.
Wow. Good wording. Moving on. Let's talk women's national U.S. women's national team here. Emma Hayes. We talked about this last week before it was official, but literally I think within the next day or two.
Yeah.
After we released the episode, or maybe a few days. Might have been
Definitely a few more days. But
a few days. Yeah. The U.S. women's national team announced that Emma Hayes had officially accepted terms to become the next head coach of the team, because they don't call them managers, they call them head coaches with the U.S. teams. We talked about this last week, but I don't think Ricardo was with us when we talked about
Not
it.
for that
Ricardo,
portion.
your thoughts?
I mean, did you guys talk about I don't know if the contract details came out last week.
I think it was a report from Doug McIntyre, right?
Yes. Yep. 1.6 million. US
and level with Berhalter.
Yep. And
that's great. I mean, arguably deserves more than him, but that's a whole different discussion. But
Definitely.
At least,
here's the
for
funniest
women's
part.
game.
Sorry, Ricardo. Funniest part. Here's the thing: the equality thing they're complaining about. If you just pay Emma Hayes more, then you could pay a better coach for the men's team.
Yeah.
That's the funniest part. That's the perfect excuse. Give Emma Hayes $4 million.
And then
$4 million, and then you can go get Pep.
And then you can go get Tita.
Go get Jose Mourinho. Do whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But I digress. Go on, Ricardo.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a great hire for the women's team. I mean, she's got all sorts of accolades and accomplishments. Manager of the Year is NWSL titles. All this is like, so she has, she definitely deserved this position, and it's huge for this team. And I mean, for the women's sport too, I think it's great. All this, like in recent years, especially just with the fight for equal pay. I mean, this is sort of a step in the right direction. And, hopefully that can translate with the players eventually, and just other women in the sport. And the women's game is growing overall. So, again, I think it's just all of this is trending in a pretty positive direction, I'd say.
Yeah. Former Iona College head coach. So coming back to her
small world.
To her roots, yeah. I did you guys happen to see her quotes?
I was going to bring that up.
Okay, so talk about it, Jacob. Talk about it.
I really liked a lot of the quotes that she had. Again, a lot of stuff that coaches say when they get hired or players, like they always talk about, this team has a great history or whatever, which is somewhat cliche, but I really thought, like what she said, one of the things I'm going to read now said, the feelings and connection I have for this team and for this country run deep. I've dreamed about coaching the USA for a long time, so to get this opportunity is a dream come true. I know there is work to do to achieve our goals of winning consistently at the highest levels. To get there, it will require dedication, devotion, and collaboration from the players, staff, and everyone at the U.S. Soccer Federation. And then she also talked about how it was just a huge honor to be given the opportunity to coach in what she described as the most incredible team in world football history. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. Yep.
I love stuff like that. I love the fact that she has this admiration for America. She wanted this job. She knows what it takes. I'd be shocked if this didn't work.
Yep.
Shocked. Like, and
If they don't,
I hope it will, obviously, and I think it will. I think the biggest thing, as far as the roster is concerned, is figure out who's the striker of the future. That is to me the biggest question. The defense was fine. I understand that Alyssa Nair isn't young, but I still think that she will be able to play, be the goalkeeper for the next World Cup. That'll definitely be her last one. But to me, she was even better than she was the 4 years before that when they won the World Cup. And yeah.
Sorry, Jacob. The U.S. is a solid goalkeeper, line. Like they have good depth at goalkeeper too, so it's not a big deal. But Alyssa Nair is by far and away the best right now.
Yeah.
So go on.
She was tremendous at the World Cup. I mean, she gave up like 3 goals. She was insane. I mean, that's how poor they were going forward. Like, she kept them in every game. But again, I harp on again. To me, finding out who is the 9, because Alex Morgan is in the twilight of her career. And she's not getting any better. She's she's on the downhill of her career. So figuring out who that person is to be in the middle of probably Sophia Smith and Trinity Rodman, I would assume, is very important. But I have a lot of faith in Emma Hayes. She is, again, I said this last week, this is like getting Pep Guardiola to coach the men's team.
Yeah.
It really is. And I don't think I'm out of order when I say that. Again, the goal for the Olympics in a year is try and win it, obviously, be in the hunt, and put on a good showing. I as a fan, I want to see a team that can play good attacking football. And just a team with an identity. That's what I think that she'll bring. The team that we saw under Vlatko Andonovski had no identity.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Hayes is gritty. She has this toughness to her that I love. Again, Tom Thibodeau, like. And we need that. I think that this team got sidetracked in many ways. The focus needs to be on what's important, and that's what happens on the field. And I think that she'll bring that. I think her cutthroat approach is exactly what this team needs. And I'm fired up.
Yeah, we're all fired up. They need to get straightened up.
Absolutely.
She is the perfect general for this team. Oh, no wonder she wanted to come to the U.S. A great line of military generals. She's going to straighten this team up. Now, to clarify too, she won't be around for the Olympics.
Right.
But what's her name? The interim head coach. I forgot.
Wait, she won't be at that Olympics, or it's just because I know she has to finish her season with Chelsea before.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
I thought I read.
Never mind.
From my understanding, I thought she was going to finish her club season with Chelsea, and as soon as she gets done with that, it's guns blazing with the U.S.
Yeah,
I misread. I thought Twila Kilgore was going to manage the Olympics, but I misread. So she's going to have. Okay. The way ESPN worded the article was weird. It says, okay, I see. Yeah. So Emma Hayes will be around for the Olympics. So here's my thing. They better medal then.
Yes.
They better medal. If they don't medal, I mean, now I'm not going to say it's a disgrace if they don't medal, because it is her first,
if they don't medal and they lose in a bad way.
It depends on the matter of their play as well.
But they should medal. Yeah. And And the fact of the matter is, if they don't win a World Cup under Emma Hayes' tenure,
Failure.
absolute dumpster fire of a failure.
Yeah.
But I expect with Emma Hayes at the helm, they'll win at least one World Cup.
At least one.
At least one. Absolutely. At least one. They better get the 5. They need to get the 5th star.
Yep.
But no. And reading about all the pettiness and the fights that were going on, the civil war in the dressing room during this past World Cup. Yeah, what?
I said civil war for lack of a better word.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. We're talking about all these generals and Emma Hayes straightening everyone up. Yeah, no,
So let me get this. So is Emma Hayes Ulysses S.
She's
Grant?
Ulysses S. Grant, which I guess makes Vlatko Robert.
Where are we going?
No, that was terrible. Sorry, Vlatko.
So wait, wouldn't that make so who's John?
No. Stop.
Is it Luis Robales? Is he John Wilkes Booth?
We're going down a rabbit hole we shouldn't be going down.
Oh my god. That's great. That's great.
God damn it.
It's the reverse Revolutionary War. We need England to save our ass.
Liberty Lee is black.
Oh God.
Yeah. History repeats itself, you know. But no, but getting back to the fact of the matter, there was there was distance between the older generation players and the younger generation, and their chemistry just needs to come back together. And I think Emma Hayes will figure that out, and she'll set in a routine. You know, she'll give them like 100 suicide sprints. You know, yes, ma'am, all the above. It's gonna happen, and I can't wait. Cannot wait. Now they're gonna have to, like, we're talking Alex Morgan, and we brought this up last week. They're gonna have to figure out the striker problem, because I don't think in this current US generation right now there isn't a true natural striker in that lineup. It's a lot of wingers. So they're gonna have to figure that out. But for now, they're gonna have to deal with Alex Morgan, and hopefully she can keep it going for a little longer. They definitely need her. Definitely need her.
Can you turn back the clock?
Yeah, turn back the clock.
Take her to a hypnotist and tell her that it's 2015.
Hell, even if it was 2019, we take that. We take that. But high hopes for the U.S. Definitely a much better position. So well done, Matt Crocker, for getting this done in the whole U.S. sport.
Tremendous job. Swung for the fences, and we hope hit a home run.
How about that? The USSF with a victory. It's been a while.
You don't say that a lot.
It's been a while since we've said that. So, well done, Matt Crocker. I think it's time to move on to Emma Hayes' homeland. She has defected to us. We mentioned the reverse Revolutionary War. Now it is the Revolutionary War. She has come to the U.S., become a Yankee, and now we move on to the Redcoats. And nice. Gareth Southgate, the ultimate Redcoat. What is he cooking? What is he cooking? We love to.
It's like a jail cook.
we love to rag on Gareth Southgate a lot on this podcast. If you're a listener, if you're a longtime listener, and this will be no exception.
No.
What is going on with this roster? What's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'll leave this off.
Yeah,
we talked about him before. How is Raheem Sterling not in this group?
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus Rashford doesn't deserve to be there over him.
No.
I mean, we can continue to go through the front line. I was thinking about this all day. I got to be honest. Raheem Sterling has been fantastic in moments for England in big tournaments. If you think about how well he played at Euro 2020, his link up with Harry Kane was phenomenal, I thought. Especially
good in the World Cup last year.
Right. I don't get it. And I think a lot of the comments about it have been there's nothing underlying with this relationship or anything like that. But there's got to be something here. I mean, how can you not bring him over a guy like Marcus Rashford who cannot find the net for Manchester United in any competition? It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's my biggest issue. We'll mention another guy. Jacob is very high on this guy, and rightfully so. Where is James Ward-Prowse? Again, he has so many goal contributions for West Ham, a team that thrives on set pieces. You're telling me you can't use that in this format? And they've already qualified pretty much for the Euros.
Yeah.
Why not implement some other players to see who can be a potential name in Germany back in the summer? I just don't get it, man. It's there's a lot of confusion, particularly with those two. Jordan Henderson's been a servant for this national team for years, but he's not playing in England anymore. He's playing in Saudi Arabia, and at this current juncture, it's not at the same level of the Premier League. It's not the same level as many leagues in Europe. So to me, inexcusable to continue to play him and continue to keep him in the squad. James Ward-Prowse and Raheem Sterling should both be in this squad, no question.
I got one more. How the hell is Nick Pope not in the England team?
Who's the three goalkeepers? Is Sam Johnson?
Yes.
Yep.
Who the hell is that?
Crystal Palace is number one. I didn't know Nick Pope wasn't in there. Wow,
Nope.
There's
There's no Nick Pope. He's
John Stone, Pickford,
better.
and Ramsdale.
Nick Pope. I understand that Newcastle aren't as good, but Nick Pope is a damn good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And he's
playing too, which is something that we can't say about Aaron.
And Jacob, you're saying Newcastle hasn't been as good. I mean, we're talking Crystal Palace here, who's 13th.
I know,
in the table.
Andrew. You think I
Jordan Pickford. I mean, come on. Yeah.
They're love
Pickford's always going to be the number one.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ramsdale is miles. Ramsdale is also miles better than him. And should be starting for Arsenal, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Stupid Mikel. Mini Mite. Anyway, I agree with a lot of what Christian just said. Everybody knows I'm a big James Ward-Prowse guy. Christian mentioned his goal contributions. He's the best free kick taker in the Premier League. He has, I think, as many free kick goals as David Beckham, which is pretty good company. He's in that tier, so to speak. You can't tell me that he wouldn't help a midfield if you put him, Bellingham, and Rice together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a midfield.
Yeah.
I understand that Henderson's been there forever, and you can give me. let me see.
Calvin Phillips is on here. Like, are you kidding me?
Again, this is, when you're one of Southgate's guys, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are, you're in. Case in
AKA
point.
Mr. McGuire.
Yeah, AKA
Yeah.
Phillips, AKA Marcus Rashford.
I'll tell you what though. I'm actually impressed with one thing. He called up Fikayo Tomori.
Good.
Can I add one
Here's
thing
the
quick?
weird thing with young players, where a lot of the call-ups have been young players. Levi Colwill, Fikayo Tomori. He just called up Jared Bowen from West Ham, who I actually think Jared Bowen deserves a call-up. I think
Yeah,
Jared
absolutely.
Bowen,
Absolutely.
but again, they called up Cole Palmer, who I don't think he is. I still think he has ways to go. I think he's on the right track. But my point is with Cole Palmer, I think we need to slow down a little bit. Like to me, I don't think he's just like again. You could have given that spot to Sterling. They opted for Cole Palmer. I mean, okay.
I mean, Ollie Watkins called over.
I don't have a problem with Ollie. Ollie Watkins is having a very good season.
He's in fantastic form. No, I don't
And
have an issue.
would you classify him as a 9?
Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's absolutely a 9.
Because they blend forwards together and they have let's see, it's Watkins, Saka, Rashford, Bowen.
No,
Foden,
but they got guys who can play the 9.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they got a lot of 9s on this roster.
I don't know. You can make an argument for Anthony Gordon potentially, but
you could.
But I don't know who you would
make you could definitely make an argument for him.
I think the same. I think you can also. I mean, I don't want to keep harping on him, but Marcus Rashford's not in good form.
That's.
And I do want to mention too, Jack Grealish hasn't played much either. As of late.
But I get Jack.
I don't know.
But I mean, you could rest it. You could just. I don't know. I can go either way with him, but yeah. Anthony Gordon's a good shout. He's been really impressive so far this season, I'd say, for a Newcastle team that's got very few healthy players at the moment, one of which is him.
Yeah. Another guy that did not make the team, Mason Mount. And I'm not saying I'm surprised, but considering this is not me piling on Mason Mount. I'm be serious here. Again, when you consider he's been an England fixture, I'm pretty sure he's been a starter. Not in the team is pretty telling. Him too. I mean, England, they're loaded in many aspects, so there's going to be guys. You could probably build an England team of guys that didn't make the team, and it'd still be a pretty good team.
Yeah. How about Ben White from Villa?
You mean from Arsenal?
Or sorry, from Arsenal. Yes. God.
Ben White. I mean, Ben White plays right back, which is the biggest logjam position for England right now.
But he also played center back. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, you could definitely put him in there if you play him as a center back. There's no.
I'm just saying, like the what you're alluding to, Jacob, like having a squad full of guys not called up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ben White would absolutely.
Tammy Abraham.
He's out through injury, but yeah, I mean that's a big name too. They need to get back hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Yep. But are we gonna do 11s, or do you guys want to do what your 11 would be for England? Are we gonna do that?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Hey, who wants to start?
I didn't.
I'm just gonna think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah, off the cuff.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Kane will be starting. Formation.
Are we limited to the actual England team, or can we put in people that aren't in the squad?
I would say do anyone in or out of the squad as they prepare for the Euros.
Anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Like best 11 possible.
Okay.
Yeah. And choose whatever formation you think would suit this team best.
Oh, that is so tough.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Hold on.
A lot of thinking.
Yes. I went to a website to put together an 11. All right, I'm just gonna try and spitball off the top of my head. All right, let's see. Kane. I don't know about the form. I'm just gonna give you 11. I can't think of a formation. I go Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka. Grealish. I'll put Grealish in there on the left because Rashford's so out of form, as we've harped on. Right, Declan Rice, Ward-Prowse, Who would the left back be? I guess Shaw.
That's what I was thinking. I was
I
like,
think fully fit, you'd probably go Shaw.
I would
but
go for
Chilwell
Shaw.
makes the case for him.
Maybe Chilwell. I'll give the nod to Shaw, even though I love Chilwell. Center backs, this is the hard part. Stones, definitely. That's the easiest one. And I'll go Tamori.
yes, Tamori.
And then
Definitely.
right back, I'll go with Walker. And then goalkeeper is Nick Pope. That's my 11.
So I would go 4-3-3.
And I would probably, 4-3-3 too.
Yeah, and I think that's
Yeah.
typically what Southgate plays anyways, is a 4-3-3.
Oh, and
I think he actually plays 5 at the back a lot, which is
that's what I was going to say.
stupid with the lack of good center backs. Yeah, he tends to play 5 at the back a lot. If I'm
That's
not
right.
mistaken.
You think there's a lack of good center backs? Interesting.
A lack of good center halves? Yes, I don't think they have a lot of good center backs.
Interesting. I think they actually have a fair amount of depth there.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
they
not.
I don't. But is it good depth? You think it's good depth?
I mean, who do you rate of their center? I have Stones, of course, Tamori.
But he's never gonna put them together. He's gonna put Walker.
Oh,
He's gonna
of course.
put
Harry
Walker.
Maguire.
Maguire's going to be there.
Was that a John Champion impression?
It's not supposed to be anyone, but
Harry Maguire.
Jordan
Pakata.
Henderson.
They say Pakata.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you. So yeah, I would do a 4-3-3. Kane up top, Grealish left wing, Saka right wing. Bellingham. I put James Madison in the midfield.
Oh,
fully fit.
about him.
Oh,
I
interesting.
I take out Ward-Prowse. I put him instead.
Yeah, James Madison fully
I
fit.
completely slipped my mind.
Yep. Declan Rice, CDM. And then I mean, Stones, Tamori, I mean, are the clear 2 best center backs for me. England. Left back. Fullbacks are kind of weird of England.
You could put Trippier at left back.
Yeah, I'm thinking like fully fit.
I guess the question begs, is Shaw in his natural position better than Trippier in an unnatural spot? Unnatural is maybe not the right word, but his secondary position.
Yeah.
Because I really want to put Reece James at right back.
Well, the difficulty though, and you could do that, is if you played 3 back and you play Walker as a right center back, because he's done that. In the past.
That's true.
3 in the back is not. I don't think it's their best.
No,
either. But
no. I would do. No, then I'd put Trippier on the bench. I'd do Shaw at left back, Reece James at right back,
and you drop Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I would drop Kyle Walker. I would.
Interesting.
I rate Reece James more than Kyle Walker.
Super sub.
I do. When fully fit, Reece James is better than Kyle Walker.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
Andrew, I love.
No
one loves Reece James more than me, but
I'll take.
All right, fair. That's
City frauds.
It's your take.
I'll go through mine. I'd play 4-3-3. I think I'd play with a 10 behind Kane and then play with 2 8s. So I'd go
put
Kane.
Madison at the 10, or
Say again.
Never mind. Go on.
I think I'd go Kane. I'd go Bukayo Saka, and I think I'd actually go Phil Foden off the left. I think you have to find a way. And I think you also can play him as a 10 too. So plenty of moving parts. As a 10, you got to go James Madison.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice is the 2 8s. Defensively, I think you have to go Luke Shaw, best left back when fully fit for this team. I'd go John Stones, and I'd probably go Tamori as well. But again, as we've mentioned very often, not a guy that Southgate has rated enough, in our opinion. And I'd go Kyle Walker as right back and then Pickford. I will say, though, it'd be really cool for me personally. I want to see Trent play, particularly in the midfield. He's not in their best 11.
That's
But
yeah.
it's something I want them to at least try and implement in these, games ahead of the Euros, just because, I think we've seen him with Liverpool and at times with England. He likes to drift into the midfield and really play there more or less than as a right back naturally. So an interesting name to watch out for, but again, not a guy that makes it into their best 11.
We know he doesn't. We know he doesn't want to defend. So
No, yeah, and it's nice that England actually lists him as a midfielder too.
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
they do.
Yes.
I actually have him starting in mine in midfield. So, I mean, I feel like that would work.
Especially with certain guys. You'll name who you have, of course.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, my lineup's pretty similar to yours. I mean, I have Nick Pope, Trippier left back, Marty Stones, right back Kyle Walker, Bellingham, Declan Rice holding midfield, Trent, and then Grealish, Kane, Saka. So pretty much kind of similar to what you guys have said. So, I mean, I don't know. I was just like changing it up with Trent. I thought that would be more popular, but that's also just me. I mean, that would be cool to explore that a bit more, but
I think it's just so experimental.
Yeah, but like you can afford
but
to.
like you can afford to be experimental.
But the problem is that Southgate won't.
Yeah,
and I think he fit well and alongside Bellingham and Rice. I think he could really Trent.
Yeah,
I don't disagree.
Bellingham as a 10, and then you could play Rice.
But we're talking the British Berhalter here. I mean,
they need DJ Ball.
Yeah,
who's the equivalent of BJ for English coaches?
We need Anthony Hudson,
Frank Lampard,
Wayne Rooney. Joking.
You know that's what they're doing after Southgate gets fired.
He's not doing particularly well at Birmingham, so
Frank Lampard wasn't doing that well at Derby when Chelsea hired him.
Well,
favoritism goes a long way.
Well, and by the way, I forgot to pick my goalkeeper. I mean, Southgate will never drop Pickford, so I'm gonna go Pickford. but if we're being honest, it should be Ramsdale or Nick Pope.
To be fair, Pickford has been pretty good for England. So
he's also been better for Everton as of late. I mean, as they've improved,
he has. But he's still to me, he's still the third best goalkeeper of those three. I'm sorry, he is. I mean, he's at Everton for a reason. He's not that good. But Southgate, he's always after his old tricks. He's going to start Henderson.
Oh, he's starting Henderson and Maguire. I noticed. I see the future.
So stupid.
Against Malta.
What a joke.
And then
that's where you can afford to.
I mean, he started. He's experimenting with Gallagher. I mean,
yeah, he's going to experiment by starting Cole Palmer.
Honestly, maybe
he'll score a goal that's not a penalty.
He's going to experiment. He's going to experiment by putting out Marcus Rashford as the number 9.
But everyone knows how that experiment goes. Not well. Ask Ten Hag how that experiment goes.
He's gonna start Harry Maguire's out of position FIFA card as a striker.
Oh man,
yeah. Well, what does Harry Maguire have in his possession that keeps Southgate from putting him in his lineup?
He's decent at headers.
Yeah, he's good in the air.
Good in the air.
Yes.
He's physical.
And he's vocal. Yeah. He's good in the air and he's vocal.
But what I'm saying is, what kind of criminal activity is he doing?
What does he have on Southgate?
Yeah, what does he have on Southgate? Like, no matter what. You're saying, like Jacob said, Thiago Silva is like currently the Tom Brady of the Premier League. In 5 years, Harry Maguire will be the Tom Brady of the English men's national team.
No, Harry Kane will be because he'll still be at his peak.
Yeah, but Harry Kane is relatively he's not that.
Maguire's younger than him, I think.
Is he really?
Harry Kane had just
I
turned
think
30.
so.
Is
I
Harry
thought Harry Maguire was
Maguire-
28,
That's
29.
right.
Oh, they're both the same age, but Harry Maguire is a few months older.
Interesting.
30. Anyways. What do we have next on this slide? Oh, okay. So, why not, since we're talking about England? I want to talk about English players on the move. There's strong rumors about Jadon Sancho this upcoming window in January. I mean, we mentioned Calvin Phillips' name already. Who are some names you guys are picking out for this upcoming window, and what club should recruit them?
I saw something today about Calvin Phillips to Newcastle with all their injuries.
That'd be a great.
Very interesting with the 6-month loan type
Yeah.
deal. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They need a lot of help, especially with Tonali suspended. Do a 6-month deal. I mean, you can do with an option to buy at a relatively, I think, fair price, because City aren't going to get back what they paid for him. There's no chance. I mean, he's never playing. I like that for him. I know there's been some rumors about Ruben Neves, but I think the Premier League is going to ban 6 months loans from the Saudi league. So I think a perfect alternative is Calvin Phillips to play with
Stupid.
Bruno G and
I think it's
Jolinton.
funny.
I know I saw something. This was yesterday. I saw this. Daily Mail reported that Juve contacted Man U for Jadon Sancho.
That'd be interesting.
I think he could thrive. He's going to have to get fit, but I think he could thrive in Serie A. Or I would.
Wasn't it also as only a loan, or
Yeah, it would be a loan. It would be a loan because
But
Juve can't afford.
Buy.
yeah,
They want
that's-
to-
Man U wants to buy, but Juve can't afford. Juve's in the same position as Barca right now. They're just, I mean, Barca's way worse position with debt, but Juve similar money problems with Juve. So that's probably why they only want a loan. So I don't think they're going to be able to get it done because, as you said, Man U wants a hefty sum. That was reported today, ESPN UK. But yeah, I don't know. But I would like Juve. Serie A would be a good move, I think. I don't want to see him back. I don't want to see him back in the Bundesliga.
I wouldn't mind him at Dortmund. Seems like he's happy there.
They have too many options on the wing to me. I just don't know if they bring him back. Also, I think it does make it complicated that you teams are going to want them to cover most of the salary. Because I don't know what he's on wages wise, but I would assume it's pretty substantial. But I mean, I think for me, this is a time in his career where he needs to be playing consistently.
He's got to play.
It doesn't matter where it is. He's not going to be back in the England squad for the Euros. He doesn't have enough time to get himself back into the mix. So he's got to even look more long term. But I don't know. I don't see him having a return to the Premier League with a different side. He's going to have to go elsewhere, whether that's Spain. Honestly, what if he went back, or not back, but what if he went to the Eredivisie? I mean, you're telling me
it's interesting.
I don't know if any of those clubs would be interested at the price point, but I mean, I think he could thrive in a league like that. I mean, I think you have to really check his ego and see if he's willing to, take a step down that significantly. But
the problem is, I don't think the problem with that is you're not going to have a club who's going to pay that hefty sum.
Exactly.
I mean, if United covers it, maybe it's a different story.
Yeah, but they with the reports saying they want a hefty sum, you're not going to have an Eredivisie club.
In that scenario, you're right about that for sure.
Yeah, so you're going to see, I think, one of the top leagues. I mean, La Liga. I don't know if I don't see anyone in La Liga going after him. It doesn't make sense. So I mean, I think Serie A. I mean, I'm trying to think of the top clubs in Serie A and where he'd fit potentially, but
He's not going to fit at
he's not
Milan.
gonna
He's
fit.
fit at
No,
Inter.
no way. I'm not sure. I mean, Napoli.
Roma, no.
Lazio.
They got
Yeah.
relatively
If Pedro.
solid Felipe Anderson, Pedro.
Roma would be hilarious, though. I'll say that Roma would be hilarious. Just pure comedic factor of seeing him with
Sancho,
Mourinho.
Dybala,
Yeah,
Lukaku.
like
No, but him with Mourinho. I want to see him
Yeah.
and Mourinho's interactions. That'd be great. Lukaku trying to calm him down, but yeah. I searched up his weekly wage, by the way, £250,000. Yeah, pretty high, 13 million a year.
How about Atalanta?
And that's until, by the way, 26, 27.
that's an interesting one.
What a terrible contract.
Once again, Atalanta's not going to pay though. That's the issue of all this.
They have all, but what are you talking about? They got all that money for Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, but they're not going to drop.
Yeah, that'd be
whatever Man U wants for Jadon Sancho.
The
only way I could see it, Man U has to drop their demands, and they're not going to. And it's going to have to be like 35 to 40 mil, the highest.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to end up being. I mean, I'm thinking Ligue 1, like could
a lot of
could
these
you see a
financially.
Monaco top of the table?
Wouldn't be a bad spot. It'd be a great place for him to get his career, I guess, started up again. I don't know if it'd help him get in the England team, but it would be.
At this point, he should not be focusing on trying to get back on the England team.
I
He should be
agree.
just setting his life straight. So I would just take whoever wants you at this point. Yeah.
Maybe you should just go Saudi.
Thinking about more, I think Monaco would be. What was that?
I said, how about NYCFC?
Just go to Saudi and say screw it.
Nobody doesn't want to.
Well, he should just take the money and run.
That'd be the only option.
He's got to join Ronaldo. He can hang.
You have a beautiful house. You have a nice car. You know,
makes an Insta post every week.
Quality of life.
Yeah,
sky high.
He wouldn't be the first young player to go over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who wants Jadon Sancho.
Taking Chelsea.
Who does?
Hell no.
I think the answer's got to be no, right?
No. No, don't even think about it.
Jadon Sancho.
I'll tell you this: I wouldn't take him at Brighton. No way, he can't fit.
He's gonna cut into Cole Palmer's minutes.
Yeah, no way.
Jadon Sancho can't strike a penalty as well as Cole Palmer.
Duh, we know that. Proof's in the pudding there. Jadon Sancho not built for prime time. Ask John
Champion.
Ask Donnarumma.
Oh. I thought you were talking
no, I'm talking
commentary
about the Euros.
there.
Talking about the Euros.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Jadon Marcus Bukayo.
I was watching a Euro qualifier a few months ago, and I guess Saka had a penalty, and they're like, to make amends for his Euro moment. It was like, yeah, sure, this Euro qualifier will make amends.
Was that guy's name Clive Tilsley or whatever?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you who was on the call.
Clyde Tilsley. Oh my god.
And he scores.
What a guy. What a legend.
Oh god. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, can't think of any other spots. I do like Calvin Phillips in Newcastle.
I do too.
That's a fun one. That's a fun one. And that's
He's
doable.
he to me, his situations, I don't really know what it is. I mean, it's just like, I mean, Rodri is so rock solid, so and they're basically identical from a position standpoint, so he's not going to play. But I
He
think
didn't
when
even play when he was suspended too, which is pretty telling.
yeah, that's a good point. And he doesn't even play him in like the lower competitions, like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup or against garbage Champions League teams. When Rodri maybe could use some rest. Nope. What's funny is that Pep didn't play Rodri in the UCL final against Chelsea, and it seems like ever since then he has made it amends to play him in every single possible game.
He's probably the most important player.
What?
And he's probably their most important player now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I
plus years down the line.
I don't disagree. I think he's one of the great holding midfielders. I mean, when it's crazy because people always raved about Fernandinho when he was there, and to me, you could literally not find a better replacement.
Oh, we lost Ricardo.
Well, we just got a text from him. His laptop died.
Maybe that's a sign.
So I think that is a good sign.
All our batteries are.
I'm sad because I was going to bring up to him. There's talk about Erling Haaland. I know not English. I know he was born in England though. Potentially moving to, which I hope for.
He's not
for the sake of Man City falling. I want to see Erling Haaland.
I do not see.
He won't leave. He won't leave. That's the issue.
But he shouldn't leave.
No. He should.
He'd be a fool to leave.
But there's talk about it. There is talk, but there's a link to Real Madrid.
You will get Mbappe, and you.
I will get. I totally agree. That's my main priority. But now there's talk today of Mbappe there's talk today of Mbappe to Liverpool now.
No.
Again.
No.
I'm like,
only way that happens is if they get the funds for Salah. Liverpool FSG is not going to throw out. How much is it going to cost? We think 200 million.
And it should.
Yeah.
Liverpool have never done that.
I told you, boys, the team that I am worried about him going to in the Premier League is Arsenal. I have a bad feeling if he ever went to the Premier League, that's the team he'd go to.
Yeah, and Arsenal fan TV post game reactions to Kylian Mbappe hat tricks.
No.
against Chelsea.
What do you mean? It'll be Nicholas Jackson against them.
You got troops.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they fall to 9 men, then we'll have a hat trick.
Good point. Yeah.
Want to wrap it up, boys?
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap it up.
It's pretty late for us.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right now.
12:58 to be exact.
Yeah, but I'm rounding up, Jacob. I'm rounding up here.
All right. Well.
Yeah, we use our rounding skills on this podcast.
Oh, excuse me.
Like how Jadon Sancho's weekly salary is probably not exactly £250,000, but we'll round. Anyways. That's enough for this week, boys. Thanks for coming on as always. And next week we'll break down the U.S. men's national team in this international window. Hopefully they advance to Copa America. Hopefully they qualify.
Oh, they better.
If they don't,
unacceptable.
Trinidad and Tobago strikes back. That's all I'm gonna say. I guess even though there is a playoff for the losers bracket, but anyways.
And we can preview the next the games.
Yes, we'll be previewing the great Chelsea. Who are they playing again?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Chelsea. Newcastle.
Could be, knock on wood, could be Nkuku's debut, Christopher Nkuku's debut. Yeah. And if that's the case, I will be very much fired up. Although I have a feeling
Manchester City too, coming out of the break.
Ooh, that would be good.
Fun.
7:30. Early one.
And you're getting City fresh off a bad performance.
Oh boy.
We'll wait till next week to worry about that.
Who did
That's a
Brighton
good
have?
point. We got Forest. We got Forest.
You better win. Are you
I
going to
don't
be
know.
content with another draw?
Well, we're the reverse Manchester United. The past month and a half, we've just been drawing in the Premier League.
All you do is draw. No
draw.
matter what.
Hey, we're accumulating points.
So that's the deserving way. Just draw your way to the finish line.
It's better than L's.
December 3rd.
Can't wait for this 3-3 draw.
You mean
Ansu Fati brace. Mitoma will score the other. And Nick Jackson with another Mickey Mouse hat trick. Anyways.
No. It's
we
going to be
move on.
Caicedo, Cucurella,
Yeah.
all the Brighton boys.
Yeah. Whatever. All right, that's enough stalling. It is 1:01 a.m. now, so it's past 1 a.m. Thanks, Jacob. And yeah, I'm putting the kibosh on this. That's it for this week. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.